Hello again. Welcome back to Bullet Basics. Today we are looking at the M&P 22 Compact and the Glock 44. As we have said in the past videos, this is going to be really just a size comparison, very dry but useful. We've gotten requests for these types of videos just to see what they look like side by side roughly, and then do kind of a measurement with the caliper here. And so it'll be very useful for you guys when you're kind of determining what are you looking for in size and just seeing them close up side by side. We are going to skip Norm. Actually, let me check these magazines and make sure he hasn't put anything in them, because in the past he has. No, he did not. So, hey, we are Norm free, it looks like, and we are good to go. Let's compare the magazines so I don't forget. I tend to forget comparing those. As you can see, the Glock magazines are big, kind of normal size magazines versus the M&P here, which the magazines are really small. Which I like that. I'd actually prefer the Glock ones if I had to take one or the other. They are like polymer though versus these aluminum ones, I believe, from the M&P. So first we're going to do just a general size comparison between the two. We're going to line up kind of where your hand hits here in the back. As you can see, the Glock is a slightly longer gun. The trigger guard is bigger, which I prefer. I like that, versus that smaller kind of angled trigger guard for the M&P. And it's also a longer gun. The Glock is slightly, not too much. If we're going to look at the back, as you can see here, here's the biggest difference. The Glock is just simply a fatter gun when comparing to the M&P. So it's bigger, more substantial. I should say now, which I don't want to forget, the Glock is comparable to a Glock 19. It's almost exactly the same. The M&P is obviously a compact, but it's not really comparable to some of the other ones in the line, and so that is what it is. I like that Glock did that with the 19, so that it's very similar if you're trying to train or whatever you want to do with it. Kind of cool. Now let's get some measurements with the caliper. We'll do the M&P first. We'll just kind of let you see the measurements as we slide up the grip here. It's about 2 inches across, depending on where you measure it, slightly less than that. And then from the middle of the trigger to the back of the grip here, let's get a better measurement there. It's about 2.6 inches roughly. We're not looking for anything exact here. We're looking really just to kind of get a general idea. So if we're going to do it again with the Glock, obviously the hump here is going to be wider at 2.2-ish, 2.22. If you come up here, it's going to be slightly less at just under 2.1 inches. And then from the middle of the trigger to the back of the grip, it's about 2.8. So if we're going to get the height here, let's get the Glock first. And the Glock at its tallest. And the Glock at its tallest is 4.95. Let's do the M&P now. At 4.91. So it's just slightly less tall than the Glock, but they're virtually the same on that front. Let's turn the M&P on its side, and I'm trying not to hit the camera, you guys, but it's hard to reach around the camera and get a good measurement on the camera. So it's about 1.06-ish, 1.03 maybe on the grip there, the width of the grip. Let's get the width of the slide without scratching the slide. It's just under 1 inch at the widest. And then, but let's get the widest part of the gun, and that's 1.45, including this very wide thumb safety on both sides. Whereas with the Glock, it's going to be fairly uniform through the grip. So it's about 1.19, depending on how you measure it there, 1.18 maybe. And in the slide, the fattest part of the slide is 0.99, so it's very similar, but it is under an inch. And then if you include what is the slide stop on both sides, it's 1.3. So some of those measurements are very, very close between the two, obviously, and some very much not. And so the Glock, if you're just looking at it, as you can see, that the Glock is just a bigger gun. There's no way around it, and that's by design. Just so you know, the lens we use for these guns is basically just a plinking gun, a range plinking gun. We don't really carry them personally. And so if we're just going to use those as a range gun, I would prefer a larger gun as long as it functions versus a smaller gun, just because it's more comfortable in the hand, all that kind of thing. And so the preference for me is the larger Glock 19 style pistol for a 22 versus this smaller compact style. If I were going to try to conceal carry it, obviously this would be the one to go with, but I just don't do that with rimfire cartridges very much, especially 22. And so it is what it is. You guys can decide what you would use these for and how you would determine which gun is the best one for you, but they're both great. We've shot them both. We have reviews coming out for both of them. You can check those out right there. But we have reviews coming out for both of them. We really enjoy shooting both of these guns, and so you have to see which one we like the best. We also have, by the way, I didn't want to forget, we also have a compilation of really 7 or 8 pistols of these 22 style semi-autos coming out where we compare them all side by side and that kind of thing. We'll load that up here when it is out. It's just not out yet. If you like these types of videos, give us a like, a comment, give us your experience with these types of guns, what you like about them, don't like about them, all that kind of good stuff. We love you guys. Bury the trolls. We'll see you next time.